Okay, so more along the lines of telling what really happened in the 3D world, and because I know that a lot of times I just talk about what happened spiritually and give the philosophy, but I forget to actually give a real grounded what happened in the 3D that made me see that specific thing. So I lost it again. Okay, I remember now. It's examples of emotions that I've gone through and things that I've gone through on this journey that have strengthened me. Overcoming jealousies. So, for instance, also not being chosen. You know, I know what it feels like now to be left on the side. I know what it feels like to be one of many. It's a real lesson. You know, it's something that I haven't, it was the first time that I've gone through those emotions in their fullness and experienced them, and I'm still present. I'm still not running away uh, from the twin, because in all of those places I am rising. I don't know if there's enough water in there for that amount of coffee. See, coffee is also one of those crutches that alters your state. That is another thing that I think I want to take out. I think I want to take out, and it's also going to be an effort to find all the places. But in cleansing the spirit, mind, well, the body, mind, and soul is what I'm talking about. Purifying the body as much as possible. So it's going to be going back to basics, you know, like less processed things, not in a way of, you know, in a way, not in a way that is harsh and rigid, but in a soft way, you know, put those things out that aren't good for my body, because I know that in order to be fully present and to be able to bring these energies through me, there can't be things that are taking my energy away. So it's going to have to be overcoming the ego mind, overcoming the dependencies, overcoming the outs. You know, getting up in the morning and depending on a cup of coffee for me to be able to wake up, or being able to be so flexible that I can change all of my habits at a whim. And that sets me free. Let's say if I'm going somewhere, I don't have to take into consideration, am I going to be able to make coffee in the morning or not? You know, as long as there's water, then I'm good to go. It's taking full responsibility and ownership over this avatar, and not letting the avatar spin me. So more of these things that I've overcome is tria, you know, somebody being rejected, and being rejected in a way that is also sexual. I've had so many reflections, so many places that I've overcome, so many emotions that I've overcome, and I am still able to see him and not my hurt through it. I'm still able to see the good that he is doing in my life and how he is guiding me, even through into all of this pain and through it, and that I'm becoming stronger for it. He's gotten upset with me before, and I've had to really bite the bullet, like release any kind of need to be right, any kind of need to any kind of I've learned to listen and not be defensive. That's the word I was looking for. I'm learning to listen, because when he says something, I get the point. I can add on to it, or I can tell him what I think, but first I need to endure the telling of it. Because a lot of times when you hear solid truth coming at you, at your weak point, you run away. So you change, you divert, you cut off, you ask a question, and it takes a lot of ego swallowing to sit through and listen to truth that contradicts the truth that you have believed up until now. Your ego gets all caught up in it and jumps up and tries to protect the thought or the truth, the belief, because it's dependent on that belief to make sense of the world. Because if it doesn't have that belief in place, then that place isn't worked out yet. So but if this whole life is but an experience of change, of expansion, of what is this? We're born, and then the absolute, in this avatar, right? We're born, and then it's absolute that we are going to go back into the earth, that this is just an experience. We need to experience life in its fullest. That just go out and experience life, all the different aspects of it, all the different emotions, be willing to go through the different things. That is, there's an experience, there's a world on the outside, but there's a whole world on the inside that you are free to explore. You're free to get curious and bring yourself into new situations and dare to meet new people and dare to live, dare to do things that you didn't do before. Dare to overcome your fears. That's where you grow. Just dare to be present. Dare to go through it all. This coffee is so good. So I can see that I am leading towards I can feel a quantum leap coming. And it's like the before the quantum leap, all the things are coming, all the pieces of the puzzle are coming in really quick. It's like a ton of pieces of downloads of pieces of puzzle that are coming in. There's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. I'm remembering I went to a lecture at a festival by Sharon something. It was super talented, and he did a lecture, and it was called The Golden Threads. And he was explaining how at one point he sat down with himself, and he had worked at a lot of different things and done a lot of different things, and none of the places were fully him. But there was a reason why he was able to do those specific jobs for certain amounts of time. One was driving a taxi, one was being a pro football, like football, I'm talking about soccer, a pro soccer player, taxi driver, I don't remember what else, but a coach maybe, I don't remember what else. And he went through the different jobs that he had and found what he liked about each one of them, and then what purpose that filled with him. So for instance, the taxi driving, he got to meet a lot of people and have conversations one-on-one with people. He got to, learn things about people. He learned that he likes interaction with people. He likes learning about people. Oh, he also has this crazy talent with words and letters. I don't know. He like sees the world. He has all sorts of messages coming to him through words and letters. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. If I remember, I will put a link to his Facebook page, so that I think he has a public Facebook page, if he does, and not personal. I don't know. I don't feel good about that. But that's giving me a message about me, that I need a public Facebook page, and then keep my private one private. Other things that I've learned, emotions that I've had to go through, is overcoming myself in a way that I seeing his worth in a friendship over my want to be in a romantic relationship with him. And I love the person that he is, because I can see his work. I can see the work that he does through the work that he's doing with me, and I can see shadows of it, or I should say hints of it, or lights of it, that he casts out through other people too. Shadows and lights, I should say. But it's all loving. It's I see it as sacrificial work. And also with what my family was saying about having my personal out there, and would somebody come to a workshop that I did when it looks like I'm losing it all. And I say that if I felt like I was losing it all, I would want to go to somebody that knew what it felt like to lose it all. And come back out of it and resolve it with themselves. And I also see it as sacrificial work, because there are so many of us going through the same thing at the same time, and each of us, are on different places on our journey. And I've gone through so much. I have the strength to stand up and put this all out there, and I feel like if I have the strength to do it, because of the place that I am, I've already been through. There's so much that I have already experienced, and I know I can see the patterns, that things pass, and that video like this can give hope and meaning and understanding of what somebody is going through. And I'm sure that what I'm saying, whoever's going through it, it's ringing true to you. And that means that it's a message for you, and message for me at the same time, because I get these messages as they come through me. And it gives some kind of resolve to know, the knowing that you are just in the right place. You're overcoming, you're being strengthened. You're overcoming what you need to overcome. You're overcoming the emotions that you haven't yet overcome or haven't yet experienced, like this whole jealousy thing. And, I'm overcoming, I'm becoming strong, I'm becoming able to allow a life partner to be completely out in the open next to me about everything, and to understand that anything less than that is less than a fulfilled life. Is constraining somebody to a life. If they want to be with me, then they have to constrain themselves, and according to my whims and emotions. And I don't want to constrain anybody in doing what they want to do. And I don't want to be constrained either. Sometimes I feel like, oh, but I want to be constrained. But that, a few years down the line, I really don't want to be constrained. And besides, I feel like I'm being taught through him and through the mirrors what it feels like to not be constrained. Because when you overcome these emotions, you see right through them. Nobody can last. When I overcome a weakness of mine, which is like grasping or jealousy, then once I overcome it in myself, I can see it in others so clearly because it's something that I rose above. And I can see that my twin, and he's guiding me in those places. Whenever one of those places that I'm not fully realized comes up and he can see it clearly, then I get a lesson. I get a life lesson in that place, and it strengthens me and makes me. And you know what? I feel like it's intuitively, because it's yin and yang, and because there's like that polar, like it's like a magnet. In any place that it is not pure, we rub up against. That means that something in me will hit a spark in him, and something in him will hit a spark in me. So it's self-work. It's freaking a lot of self-work. See, this talking through it is really helping. And I feel like it's beyond, I really at this point don't want interference from the outside. There's not like somebody that I could go to that's a therapist or something that could help me come through this. Because the levels that I have gotten to, this is an individual path. This is to the core. This is in a place where it's done. You have to actually go through yourself. You have to be the one that chooses you. So I feel like also during these videos, I alchemize my thoughts, because this morning when I started doing the videos, I don't know which number this one is. It might be the 4th video I've done, maybe 5th. I don't know. I started a couple and erased them. There wasn't anything really there, that's why. Because sometimes I turn on the camera and then the words don't start, so I feel like I'm really alchemizing my thoughts here from a place of being low, and then working my way up to the higher realms. Okay,